I went through the 52-page document filed to get a restraining order against DDG, and believe me, this drama is way messier than you think. Let's talk about it. Everyone has been dropping hot takes about the case on Twitter. She's using woman privilege over this black man, and I don't like it. I don't really fit you, DDG. Dude's pretty corny, but I've watched him for so long, it's hard to believe he'd risk his whole career and bag like this. Of course, DDG is one of the most famous streamers on the internet, so it's not surprising that his community is coming out to support him. But have any of these people even read the documents? I mean, these are still allegations, since they've not been proven in the court of law, so I'm not about to say DDG is guilty or anything. But you also have to consider the fact that the court took a good look at these claims and the evidence presented, and the judge was convinced enough to grant Halle a restraining order. And in case you don't know, getting a restraining order is not a piece of cake. Anyway, I'll let you jump to your own conclusions, and before we dive in, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so click that button and let's get into it. Halle begins her declaration by stating that, quote, "Throughout our relationship and continuing to date, Daryl, which is DDG, has allegedly been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me. I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son Halo from his ongoing abuse." She also stated that their relationship had actually ended in 2024 because of Daryl's temper and lack of respect towards her, and that there have been numerous incidents of physical abuse even before Halo was born. This is basically news to most of us, since their relationship seemed so perfect online, and I remember being so confused when I found out they actually broke up. But apparently, the DDG-Halle ship wasn't as perfect as it was portrayed to the fans. Halle also touched on the fact that she's been facing a lot of harassment online, which she believes are all orchestrated by DDG himself, saying, "As recently as this morning, May 13th, 2025, DDG was giving an interview in Miami on TikTok talking about our son, flipping the script, claiming he is getting hated on by his fans. To be clear, I do not go on social media discussing our relationship or any of our issues related to our son. Only he does that. He is the one who creates this frenzy with his and my fan bases, and he is now going online to continue talking about it, furthering the frenzy. This is not child-centered. I have asked him to stop this behavior. He continues. He gets paid for hits, and this creates hits for him. However, most of their major issues are usually about Halo, their 18-month-old internet-famous son. According to Halle, DDG has apparently refused to create a schedule for visits, and would randomly ask to see Halo last minute. She also claims that even when DDG has Halle, he would just drop him off with his mom instead of taking care of the child himself. And then she talked about the major incident that forced her to file a restraining order, which took place on January 18th, 2025. According to Halle, DDG was picking Halo up at her home when she asked him when he would bring him back. He refused to answer as Halle buckled the baby into the back seat and allegedly kept yelling, "Get out of my car, B-word." Halo was crying. I felt very nervous that he was taking Halo with him and was very agitated. I did not feel safe leaving a baby with him in his state. I also wanted to know when he would bring Halo back. He would not tell me. This argument then escalated. The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other, wrestling and tussling. At one point, DDG was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain. I wanted to get out of the car with Halo, but was now stuck. DDG then said that since I would not leave the baby in the car, he would take me with them. He drove quickly towards his house. When we arrived at his house, I was crying and told his family what happened. I begged his family, who were there, to help me figure out a schedule with him. They said just leave Halo and go. I left, hysterical. I had bruises over my arms and a chipped tooth. Halle also talked about a particular incident from March 3rd, 2025, when DDG allegedly entered her home when she wasn't around, even though he doesn't have a key, took a picture of her empty bedroom and sent her this text, "Now I know what you've been on, lol," which she believes was his way of accusing her of being with other men. This part doesn't make much sense to me since they've broken up already, but okay, I guess. The document also talks about other instances where Halle and DDG had some sort of confrontation, like on March 7th, 2025, when he allegedly raised his voice at her in her own home, tried to force her to hand the kid over to him, even though both Halo and Halle were down with RSV, and how he even unplugged and smashed her Ring camera so she wouldn't be able to record him in action, told him that he was being rude, and I was too sick to deal with him. He would not leave. When he realized that my family member was on the phone line, he became enraged. Around this same time, I noticed that he also saw the Ring camera was back on, so he smashed the camera to the ground. Daryl then grabbed my phone and hung up on my call to my family member. At some point, while he was distracted, I was able to get Halo from him. Daryl then ran out of the house with my phone. I followed, begging to please give my phone back. He got into his car and closed the car door on me while I was holding Halo. Daryl Daryl then drove off and threw my phone out the window and yelled, "Go get it, B-word." Halle also claimed that while she tried to work with DDG and his mom to work out a schedule for Halo, they didn't cooperate with her, and at the same time, DDG would constantly accuse her of keeping the child away from him, leading to a wave of online harassment from his fans. Like on the night of the Met Gala, when DDG went live on his Twitch channel voicing that he was unable to see his son, implying that I was keeping Halo from him. He then created a firestorm of media around freeing Halo from me. And then on the weekend of Mother's Day, when Halle was on a vacation with her sister Chloe, DDG texted her a couple of links from blogs claiming that she was actually with Brent Faiyaz, accompanied by a text that read, "You think you're hurting my feelings when you're really just ruining your own image. This is a terrible look. Makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. But just have the same energy when it's my turn to have him. I'm on the same shit." Halle then replied saying, "Daryl, are you not tired of harassing me? You make up a new lie on me every day. I'm in St. Lucia having fun with Shermay and Chloe, not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. I told your mom I was going to be with my sister last week. Please, let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you're okay and feel better soon." She then ended the document by stating that she has done everything possible to avoid going to court, but with DDG constantly leaving Halo with his mom whenever he has him, and the smear campaign she has faced from his fans, she had no choice but to involve the law. For now, it looks like DDG will have to stay 100 yards away from Halle and Halo, and he won't be able to stream or post about Halo or Halle until the restraining order expires. The court also ordered him to go for a 52-week Batterer intervention program, which is a weekly class on accountability, effects of abuse, and gender roles. Neither Halle nor DDG have spoken out about the situation since the news came out, but I have a feeling we're just getting started.